Hello, welcome to Web of Stories. My name is Melinda, and I am here, not with 5 on Friday again, but I am here to talk about my 2025 Storygraph challenge. So this year, 2024, I for the first time, I put together a challenge on Storygraph. I personally really enjoyed doing it. I'm not quite complete. I think I still have 2 prompts, but I thought it was a great way to kind of like stretch my reading and kind of make sure I kept things diversified. And so I decided to do it again this year. And I have made some changes. One is that I'm only doing 24 prompts and not 50. And most of these are different prompts. So I will link below, give you a link to the Storygraph challenge if you'd like to join it. Unfortunately, you can't see who else has joined it or what books they add to it. That's like a Storygraph like privacy thing. I don't know. I'm not super happy about that, but whatever. You can like go in it. You can see what other people have put in for the prompts. You just can't see who did it. But it's a fun way to kind of add a little pizzazz to your reading through the year. But I did want to go through the prompts, the 24 prompts that I have for it. So prompt number 1 is reread an old favorite. Pretty obvious. Just read a book that you've liked. Reread it. Prompt 2, read a 2025 release. Again, pretty straightforward. My only thing is it has to be a book that's first released in 2025. Not one that like came out later and is re-released in 2025. So one that's initially released in 2025. Prompt 3, read a book by a Jewish author about the Jewish experience. This can be fiction or nonfiction. And then prompt 4 is read a book by a Muslim author about the Muslim experience. Again, fiction or nonfiction. 5, read a book by an author in the LGBTQ plus community. You can take that however you want to take it. And number 6 is read a novel that features a real historical figure. So I just did my wrap up. I can use this book as an example. This is Sister Mother Warrior, and it talks about it's a novel, but the 2 main characters in it were women who really existed. Obviously, historical fiction is a great place for this, but you don't have to do historical fiction. There could be other ones you could do. You could do Abraham Lincoln and Vampire Slayer. I mean, whatever. The sky's the limit. Number 7, listen to an audiobook while you read the book. So this is how I do my Shakespeare plays. I'm listening to it and reading it at the same time. And this is just to give it a try. Number 8, read the 4th book in a series. You can be a monster and skip books 1 through 3. I'm not going to come after you, but don't be a monster. Read the whole thing. Number 9, read a book with a bird on the cover. And number 10, read a book with an aquatic creature on the cover, like a fish, a whale, an octopus, whatever, something from the water. Number 11, read a book in translation. This doesn't mean it has to be translated from another language into English. It could be, if you read in a different language, it could be translated into that language, whatever. Number 12, read a book that was first published in the year of your birth. So you can do a little, on Goodreads is an easy way to find that out. You can do a little search for books published during what year and it'll come up. Number 13, read a book that includes an element of magical realism. So this does not have to be full fantasy. It could be something with even just a little bit of it, because I know magical realism isn't everybody's thing. Number 14, read a play. Shakespeare's a good one to do, just saying. Number 15, read a book that has been banned or challenged. At this point, like what book hasn't? And this is a pretty easy one to find a book on. Number 16, read a book that has been longlisted for the Women's Prize. It can be fiction or nonfiction. It does not have to be this year's Women's Prize. You can go back and do it from whenever. But I do link on that to the Women's Prize page so you can see the long lists. 17, read a book that medaled in the BookTube prize. And I do link to the BookTube prize page. So this is 1, 2, or 3, placed first, second, or third. And it's very easy to go through all the way back, all the books that have medaled. So you have a lot to choose from. And if you're doing the BookTube prize, you can read. And then if one of yours that you will have read one that medaled. So there you go. That's easy. Number 18, read a Golden Age mystery. And in this, I do link to an article that explains what Golden Age is. It's basically mysteries in the interwar period, so between World War I and World War II. But that's not hard and fast. Basically, Agatha Christie, Dorothy L. Sayers, John Dixon Carr. There's a whole bunch of them. Just read something from them. And if you read an Agatha Christie book that's written in the 60s, fine, whatever. Number 19, read a book that takes place where you were born. And depending on where you're born, you can make this the city you were born in. It could be the state, if you're in the United States you were born in. It could be the country you were born in. Whatever, you decide. Make it work for you. Read a book with at least 500 pages. And that's number 20. Number 21 is read a book with no more than 150 pages. So you kind of balance out between those two. Number 22 is read a middle grade book. So a book it's meant for children, you know, I think it's 7 to 12, I think is the targeted age, but you know, whatever. Read a book that has less than a 3.5 star rating on Storygraph. So maybe a book that's not highly rated, maybe it will work for you. Give it a try. And then finally, number 24, read a book recommended by a Web of Stories. And I do link to my page, which you know where that is if you're watching this. The easiest thing to do is watch my monthly wrap-ups and I say, I recommend this book or I highly recommend this book. So you can easily see what I'm recommending. So there it is, the 24 prompts for the 2025 Web of Stories Challenge on Storygraph. And again, the link is down below. I would love to have you join me. I also, in my Discord, created a thread where we can discuss what we're doing for it if we want. So there you go. I hope to see you there. Like, subscribe, join my Discord, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.